Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Red Devil Experience. Manchester United 2, Tottenham 2. We're here with the Red Devil recap. Before we get into it, please smash the like button. It really helps. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. And so let's get right into the match. So it's been a couple hours after the match at the time of this recording. It's been about like 3 hours or so. I just had some time to process it. Been sitting here, and the only thing that keeps coming up, for me, is in my head is that we could have done more. We could have done more. We should have done more. And it's just left. It's just left me disappointed. And feeling a little bit frustrated because I don't think, yeah, Tottenham were the better team, but I don't think Tottenham played so fantastic that it was like, they outplayed us at our best. I don't think, we weren't at our best. Like this has been happening all season. We this it's okay. See, I can handle losing a match when you're literally playing at like your top level and the other team plays at their top level and they happen to beat you. That's to me, that's the only time that like a loss is somewhat acceptable. But when I'm watching these players and I'm like, dude, we're not doing enough, man. We're not doing enough. The players aren't doing enough. They don't know how to look after the ball. They're making stupid, dumb decisions. Every time Tottenham were really holding the ball, and sometimes we did good to intercept the ball, to put pressure on them to make a mistake, and we gave it right back to them every time. We did it so many times, and you can't do that, especially when a team is holding the ball. They're controlling the possession. They're controlling the game. They're controlling the flow of the game, and we just keep giving it right back to them, and kept giving them possession of the ball. And our players, they just don't know how to hold the ball. It's crazy. Um, it really is crazy. Their technical ability is not great. And I just don't really get it. I don't. I don't understand why it's so hard for them to understand to just make simple passes and simple decisions. Why can't they do that? Why must they overcomplicate everything? They overcomplicate everything, and it's really annoying. I don't think it's gonna get solved. I don't think much will change. There's a little bit of me that hopes Licha and Casemiro, their presence, um, being on the pitch, being around the other players, uh, being able to like maybe influence the game. Maybe it might change something in the squad, but I really don't think so. We're here in January. It's like the second, what is it? The second week of January. It's the second week of January. And we've been like this all season. We've been like this all season, just far too inconsistent. We were clinical for two chances, then we decided to not be clinical anymore. Marcus Rashford scored a nice goal. It was a nice play between Rasmus Hojlund and Rashford. Nice little give and go 1-2. Rashford put it through the center back's legs, slotted into the bottom right corner. It was beautiful. And Rasmus Hojlund, absolute fucking power shot. He tried to put a hole in the net. Blasted it to get the goal 2 minutes in. But the goals we gave up was sloppy. The goals we gave up was soft. It's just it was disappointing. It was disappointing. Because like I said, we didn't do enough, and we could have done more, and we should have done more, and we could have easily won that game. I don't think Tottenham were like scintillating. I think Tottenham played well. I think Tottenham played better than us, but saying Tottenham played better than us isn't really much because I don't think we played that well. You know what I mean? and it's been a problem. It's been a problem. I've mentioned it before on past shows that these players they just are not they cannot do consistency for 90 minutes. They can't do it from match to match to match. They can't do it from week to week to week. They just can't do it. I think even if you look at the match today, um, there was pockets of where we were playing really good. We were playing really good for like 10-15 minute periods, and then we kind of fell off and went to sleep, and we didn't look good, and it looked like we might concede at any second. And then we kind of picked it up again, and we looked like maybe we might score, and we didn't. And so these players just they cannot give you a consistent performance for 90 minutes. And if they can't give you a consistent performance for 90 minutes, um the season is pretty much chalked because it's just going to keep going like this, and I think that's what it's going to be. I don't think it's going to go all the way down. I don't think it's going to go up, and it's not really flat. It's just going up and down, up and down. That's what I think is going to be the rest of the season. I think we're going to take a draw here. Maybe we'll go win the next one. Then you know, we'll take an L somewhere. Uh, then we'll win two, and then we'll draw. Like it's not working. Um, you know, and I know Ten Hag's gonna get criticized for certain things, but then again, like I keep looking at this squad, and I'm just like, dude, we don't have a squad. We don't have a squad. We don't have a team. We don't have we don't have a team. We we don't like. You're just thinking about options. It's like Casemiro's on the bench, but he didn't play at all. So I assume he was just there as an emergency or something. Because he put in Licha for 30 minutes, so I would only assume that he would want to play Casemiro, especially when it looked like we really needed him because we didn't have control of that midfield at all, and we could have definitely used him. But clearly he wasn't fit to play, and it's just like you look and it's like, well, the only option we have is Scott McTominay. It's like, so what is Erik Ten Hag really supposed to do with this squad? There's no Mason Mount. Amrabat is at AFCON, and there's nobody else. There's nobody else. Ericsson just only came back again, and I guess he didn't want to risk him playing 90 minutes. So McTominay had to come on, and I'm not happy about it. I think Garnacho struggled to get in the match. Because Udogi did well to defend, but also we were going heavily down that left wing. We are going way more down the left wing than the right wing. So some of it was just like less chances. Some of the chances or opportunities when the ball did go his way or onto his side were unlucky, and the other ones was just good defending by Destiny Udogi. So, you know, they definitely battled it out. I was kind of surprised that he pulled off Marcus Rashford at the end instead of Garnacho. I thought he would pull Garnacho off uh, to put on Anthony, especially because Garnacho was on the right and he wants to put Anthony in the right. And I was really like, I guess that kind of like, I don't know. That's weird because Rashford scored a goal, but I guess the second half performance wasn't great because the first half performance he did good. I think he did good. You know what I mean? But then in the second half, it was the Rashford we've been seeing all season, where it's just like selfish, not picking his head up, not making the correct plays, not making the correct decisions, and not looking for his teammates. And that's what I'm saying. Like, inconsistency. Like he did it for 20 minutes. He did what we wanted for like 20-25 minutes in the first half, and then like the second half, that's it. Like he reverted back to whatever he was doing before that. And I just don't. I don't really believe in this squad anymore. I just don't. They don't gel, and I just don't think it'll work. I don't think there's a way to get it to work. I think some of them are lacking technical abilities. Some of them are lacking IQ. Some of them are lacking motivation, drive, effort. There's a lot of different problems going on in there with the players, and I think it's too many different types to kind of to to fix them individually and bring them together as a team. So that's definitely a problem. And listen, so Jim was there. He watched it. He seen the players. He was sat next to Fergie. Um, do something about it. Do something about it. Clear. Start. Let's start clearing, dude. Let's start clearing. Let's start clearing. Um, listen, I'm all for starting over if they want to do it correctly. If they want to do it the right way, which is we're gonna do a real rebuild, a real changing of the culture inside of the club. If we're actually if they really are gonna do that and they're gonna do it the proper way, like we're gonna get rid of high profile players that are on the higher wages. If we could get a good enough fee where it would allow us to take that money and reinvest it into lesser known younger players that are would die and give everything to play for Manchester United and to wear that kit and represent the club. I'm here for it. I'm here for it because I think we need it. I think we need it. I think the club has been tainted far too long. Um, and it just changes need to be made. There's players have overstayed their welcome. It's like you going to a job that you don't really like, but you just go there for the pay. You know what I mean? Because it's giving you a paycheck, and it's too much of a hassle to for you to go out of your way to really look for another job. So you show up, you don't really care, and it turns toxic. Whether you purposely do it or not, it does turn toxic because you don't really give a shit. Um, you know what I mean? So you're not putting 100%, and your attitude towards people might not be what it's supposed to be, or it's not going to be 100, and then their attitudes towards you might go toxic as well. So it creates this toxic thing, and I think we really need to just hit the restart button now. You need to press the restart button. There's two options. We rip it all down 100%, tear it down, start 100% brand new. That means, when we get the new CEO, the new director of football, get rid of like fucking as many coaches as you can, especially the ones that have been there. From like David Moyes, if there's still any, or Van Gaal. I'm sure there's fucking some of them are still there. Um, get rid of all those people. Change the scouting network. Change the fitness department. Change everything. Um, and come up with a concise plan, a play style, a philosophy of how we want to play, the type of players we want to have at this club, and just start with a new manager and go from there. Now, you could do that, or if they want, if they think Erik Ten Hag, or they back Erik Ten Hag, or they feel like Erik Ten Hag can definitely be part of the plan that they have, they can back him more by you know allowing him to remove players, or getting rid of players that shouldn't be there. I mean, like Scott McTominay shouldn't be here. He should have been sold. Um, he should have been sold, and we should have at least another player, at least. Um, but also we have to start doing the right things. I mean, overpaying for players has to stop. It's all just a giant shitball. pretty much. I was listening to Sky Sports after the match, and they had Gary Neville and Roy Keane, talking about the problems, and they played a clip of Sir David Brailsford when he was talking to Sky Sports back in 2022, and it's funny because I know why Sky chose the clip, but when you listen to the clip, everything Sir David Brailsford um, says describes what Manchester United is currently. It's dysfunctional. It's it's just like toxic. Like this heavy toxicness that's just weighing down on everybody. The shirt is too heavy for them. Some of their hearts aren't in it. Some of their heads aren't in it. Uh, you know, and it needs to be changed and it needs to be removed. It needs to be dealt with. You can't work with stuff like that, and you definitely can't achieve no greatness with that. So those things need to be changed. Um, but let's see what happens January. I'm still not expecting much. It was reported early that we might get Benzema on a 6 month loan. I'm here for that, but at the same time, Hojlund don't get no fucking service, so they're gonna give Benzema service. I don't know. I really think if we could, I'd try and fix the midfield, but nobody wants Scott McTominay. There's no stories of like offers and whatnot, and we just sold Hannibal. That broke after the game, and it was originally reported that he was supposed to have a buyback clause, and now it's being reported that there is no buyback clause, and Sevilla can sign him for 20 million. That's if they want to sign him at the end of the loan. They have an option to sign him for 20 million, and it's just another indication of how much of a mess we actually are in. That we have to sell these younger players with the technically, they still have a ceiling because they're young and they can be molded. Um, but we don't know how good they're actually going to be. We have to sell those players to get funds because we're broke and we're financially screwed, and we can't offload the crappy senior players that we don't want because nobody wants them because they're on too high of a wage, and they're not playing good. So there's a lot of problems. So Jim needs to fix this shit. Um, let's see what happens. It was reported before the game. He spoke to the press. He said, in the beginning of February or mid-February, it should be confirmed by the Premier League, and then I guess we're gonna get going from there because he officially can't really do anything yet until that's signed off. So, just you know, we could have done more. We could have done more. It was disappointing. That's all I kept saying the whole time in the second half. I'm just like, we're not doing enough. We're not doing enough. There wasn't enough intensity. There wasn't enough fight. They didn't show enough drive and want to go take the game to them. And it's 2 points drop, man. We were home, and I feel like we could have won that if we hit the levels we were supposed to, but we didn't. Now let me do some player ratings. So Onana, I give him a 6. Not like a 5.5. I probably could have done better on the goals, although I'm not gonna blame him for the goals. But he probably could have done better, so a little bit less than average. So 5.5. Diego Delo, give him a 6. I thought he did pretty good at times, but other times, I think he did solid. He did all right. He didn't do like anything crazy, right? Varane, I give him a 6, average. Johnny Evans gets a 5 for the mistake on the goal. Otherwise, Johnny Evans did good, but just that one mistake, that one slip up, did cost us a goal at the end. He was the last line of defense, uh, and he just switched off for a second, or made a micro mistake, and it costed us. Wan Bissaka give him a 6. Um, Played on the left hand side today. It's kind of interesting, but then I realized why, because what's his name? Pedro Porro. Guy loves to get up, dribble down there. Was bombing on, and Wan Bissaka's a good tackler of the ball, so he put him there to handle him, and I think he did a pretty good job of that. Um, Kobe Manu 6. He did play a part in the conceding of the second goal. Um, Obviously, so did a number of players, but he was involved in that. He jumped the gun a little bit, went and marked the wrong, or he went to go mark the wrong player. Went to go press the wrong player, leaving the other center mid wide open, which allowed it easy to slot a through ball right through our defense. But other than that, again, the kid's calm, plays the midfield position great, and I feel bad because there was times where and it's happened to Casemiro where he's just like by himself, dude. He's by himself. He's patrolling that whole fucking midfield by himself, and I feel bad because he's a kid, bro. He's a kid. He's a kid, and I don't think he should be really holding that responsibility. Not in this Manchester United team. See, if we were great, you know, then I'd be okay with it because it's like he's trying to amass to greatness or hit the same level as greatness as the team is, but the team is shit, and then we're putting a lot of expectations and we're relying on him heavily to do something, and it's just not. I don't like that shit, and it's the same for Hojlund. Um, Same thing for Hojlund. He didn't get too many chances. Didn't get much service. But it's ridiculous that this kid, he's got a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure on him when he was never supposed to be the number one um striker. There's supposed to be somebody else there with him, and he's literally the only one. I mean, Martial is sitting in the stands with Wayne Rooney. I don't know what's up with him. He was sick for 3 weeks, and now apparently he's not fit enough to play. So I don't know what's good with that. Not that he would have made any of a difference anyway, but it's just I don't know, dude. We're kind of in trouble. Uh, we really are. Um, Christian Eriksen, game of 5. I don't think he impacted the game as much as I would have liked him to. For sure. I think he could have done more. Could have done more. I don't think he didn't really add anything defensively wise. And going forward, I don't think he did enough to influence the game. He didn't put his stamp on the game. He didn't, none of that. I think Bruno Fernandez, same thing. 5. I don't think he did enough. I don't think he did enough. I think he could have done more, and he made poor decisions at times. But that's a reoccurring theme. We have lots of players that make poor decisions, and they constantly make poor decisions. So it's just it's I don't know, man. It's just really annoying. Like it really is. It's fucking annoying. I'm tired of it. I kind of just want, you know, can we like fast forward, let Ineos come, let them start the whole thing. Can we end the season and then just start from there, dude? Because I'm kind of tired of this season, dude. I'm just fucking tired of it. I'm tired of the players doing this shit. Um, and I know Ten Hag is gonna get criticism, but it's like, dude, he did what you asked. And obviously, I know, these people are still gonna criticize him. I mean, he's dropped Anthony. Anthony played like 7 minutes today, right? So he's dropped Anthony and he dropped Scott McTominay. from the starting lineup. Um, and yeah, we finished the game or the match with both of them on there, but there was plenty of time there. It didn't really make a difference, So he's gonna get the blame for shit. But listen, he can only do with what he's got. I mean, Scott McTominay shouldn't be here. We're missing Harry Maguire, and as good as he was playing, he is injured, and he's 30. Like he shouldn't be here either because he wanted to sell both of them, and the club refused to pay Maguire 5 million wages, whatever, and they thought Scott McTominay was worth like 80 million or something because they said 30 million was too low. Now nobody even is making an offer for Scott McTominay. So fuck, like, you know. And Amrabat's at Afcon, and Mason Mount is still injured. So it's just like, who are you gonna put on? Who are you gonna play? Who are you gonna trust? Uh, there's nobody to trust. I think he well knows he can't trust like most of these players. But the unfortunate thing is he's stuck with them. The club is in a financial fucking disaster mode right now. Uh, and they seem to only be able to get rid of these younger players that haven't been like damaged and they still have potential. Um, so I don't know. We need a lot of fixes, but I'm kind of just I'm kind of over it now. I'm just it is what it is. Like, let's just fucking end this season and move on. And because I don't think we're gonna catch form. I don't think we're really gonna turn it around. I kind of think we're just gonna stay in this limbo place. Probably finish sixth or something like that. Um, yeah. Garnacho, I gave him a 5. Like I said before, he struggled. He struggled to get into the match. Um, and that was because Udogi did a great job of defending him, made his life difficult, but also we were really going down that left wing a lot more than going down the right wing. So the majority of the opportunities or drive of play was not coming down his wing, which has less opportunities for him. So it was just you know hard for him to get in there. Um, see, Marcus Rashford is weird because uh, I think his overall performance was a 5. Uh, but then he also scored a goal, which has led to us at least having a point. So I don't know if I want to give him a 5 or a 6, maybe a 5.5 because of the goal. But I think generally his overall play wasn't good again. It just wasn't. Rasmus Hojlund, you give him a 6, 6.5, I guess. Um, didn't have many opportunities because of the lack of service yet again, like normal, like always. That seems to be the only consistent thing that these players can do. But got us off to a quick start. Scored a great goal. Fucking blasted it. It was cool. And I wish we won so we could have celebrated it. But now it kind of just feels like a loss. Like that shit feels like a loss to me. We dropped 2 points. We're at home, and again, I don't think Tottenham was scintillating. And I think if we just showed up a little bit more than what we showed on that pitch, I think we could have or we would have won that match for sure, for sure. So it just feels like an L to me, and it is, it is. Um, Scott McTominay, I don't know, 4, 5. I mean, he missed a fucking sitter header, completely unmarked, unchallenged. The last like 45 seconds of the match. Um, he did all right when he came on, made a couple tackles, got his body in there, tried to get on the ball a little bit, and make something happen. But he didn't really influence the game. You know what I mean? He didn't really make any changes to the game. Didn't improve us. It didn't do nothing really. So it was whatever. Licha came back, give him a 6. He was in there for 30 minutes. Um, he didn't really have much to do, but he did whatever he did. Made a couple passes from out the back. They were nice passes. And it was good to see him back. And I'm excited because right away, as soon as he came in, like I was just watching him. I'm like, see, this is what we're missing though. Like, you see the way he passes the ball out of the back, and the way he finds players. Um, it really helps us in the attack, and that's been something we've been missing all season because he's been injured. So you know, it's good to have him back, and we'll see what that's all about. Um, and then Anthony probably gets like a 6 because uh, what did he do? He played for like 10 minutes. He didn't, or not even. He played less than 10 minutes. Like it's average. There's not much. And Ten Hag, I don't know, gets a 5, a 6. I mean, what's he really supposed to do? We don't have a squad, dude. We don't have a squad. You look at the bench, you look at the options, and it's just non-existent. So is what it is. Man of the match, I'm gonna give it to Rasmus Hojlund. Just because he scored and he needs it, and I don't think no one played that great. I thought he played pretty good, so I'm gonna give it to him, and that's about it. So I think we'll carry on after that. Is there any news? No, it's all. It's been pretty quiet since the match. Um, we got an update from the Telegraph from James Ducker. Ten Hag tells Manchester United players they need to man up defending corners after more set piece woes proves costly against Tottenham Hotspur. Only Bournemouth, 11, have conceded more goals than United's 10 from set pieces in the Premier League this season. I mean, that's a whole nother fucking thing. Um, we got this guy, what's his name, Eric Ramsey or whatever. How long's he been there? Fucking 3 years. And what has this guy done? We don't score from set pieces. We can't defend set pieces. So, what the fuck do we have him here for? You know, it's let's get rid of him too. This is what I'm saying. Like, let's just fucking get rid of all these people. They used us at their job. They're not good enough. Get rid of them, dude. Let's start over fresh again. That's what we need. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna cut it short for today, just because we didn't do much in the match. We sat back. We gave up possession. And it was fucking disappointing to watch. We should not be giving up possession at home. It's kind of a fucking disgrace. And people are gonna blame the manager, and maybe so. But at the same time, you see our players don't know how to hold the ball, so it kind of concerns me because it's like he really doesn't trust these players, and he knows it's a fucking problem, which is causing more problems because now there's like indecisiveness going on, and I think he's lost confidence in the players and in this squad, and I think the players can kind of sense it, and they also have lost confidence in themselves, but also maybe probably him as well. So you know, just checking to see if there's anything else. There's nothing. All right, that's it. We'll end it. We'll definitely be back with another one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, or wherever you're watching this. We appreciate it. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe, share if you haven't already. Especially the like button. Smash the like button. It helps. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. We'll be bringing you another one like we always do. Sometime during the week. If anything major breaks, obviously we will be there to cover it. Otherwise, it might be a couple days or two, but we'll see. I'm expecting some type of stories to come out tomorrow now after this result. Usually Monday we usually get something. So if we do, we'll catch you then. If not, we'll catch you later. So thank you guys. Peace out. Have a good morning, good evening, good night from wherever you're watching, and we'll catch you guys later. Thank you.